DaVinci Resolve 18.5 is a new launch here at NAB 2023 and something that we're very proud of. One of the things that's really standing out to a lot of people is the ability to have audio detected and transcribed back into text, which means that we can actually run across the audio, we can see all of that as text, and what we can actually do is we can go into that text and we can highlight specific sentences which will create an in point and out point on that file. That means that in theory what we can do is we can create a whole edit from text and create clips and subclips that can then be used to create a new timeline. So what we're going to show you now is that we're taking a clip that's in the source window and we're going to transcribe the text. So we're going to go to the clip and we're going to right click and we're going to go down to transcribe audio. When we click on that, the clip will start to be analysed, and you'll see a dialog box that appears with a transcribe of all of the text in that interview. So effectively this is everything that the guy has said in that source window. What we can then do is highlight a specific section of that, and you'll see that in the source window we have now created a mark in and mark out point that really highlights that bit of text that we've just highlighted. What we could now do is go to create a subclip. We can then rename that clip. We can hit create, and that now creates a new subclip in the source window that is just a bit of text that we saw before. Now what we can also do is we can now take a look at how we would create subtitles across an entire timeline. So what we're now going to do is look at where the timeline is, and we're going to create subtitles for that. So we go up to timeline and we go down to create subtitles from audio, and if we do a create OK on that, again what will happen now is it will start to analyze all of the audio that's in that clip, and it will now start to create subtitles for that entire timeline. And what you now have is a new layer on there which is just your subtitles, and as we scroll the header across that, what you will see is that is analysed all of that text and given us the subtitles. What you can also see on the right hand side is in the subtitle window on the right hand side of the program out window, you'll see each of the individual sections there, which shows you by number each of those clips. So there we're highlighting number 18, and it tells us what bit of text is in there. Now if for whatever reason it's not quite got that bit of information correct, we can go in there and we can actually amend that, and that will now do an automatic amend of the subtitle that's been created. So aside from text, we've also added in there as well relight functions. So there's a special new effect in there which is called Relight FX that enables you to do post lighting. So let's say that you've shot an image and the sun is over my left hand shoulder, which means that the side of my face to the right might be very dark. What I can actually do is I can create post lighting, which will enable me to actually create new lighting on that right hand side of my face. Once I do that, I can then increase and decrease the intensity of that light. I can move that light around the image to create different lighting points. This is a clip that shows the original source footage, and what we're going to do is apply the relight effect to this clip. So the first thing we're going to do is apply the relight clip, relight effect. That's going to now do a depth map, which actually shows you the detail within that image. And then what we're able to do is put a light into this image and position that light to create new light sources. Now this can be a single light or it could be multiple lights, but in this case it's a single light. What we're now showing you is where the light is coming in from the left-hand side onto the right-hand side of the source. And for this demonstration we've actually applied an orange look to this to create a new orange glow on that right-hand side. So in effect what we're getting from this is a bounce from the sunlight off the gravel, which is now bouncing into the inside of the car. That's done very, very simply, very, very straightforward, and that's a tool that would usually take a long period of time, but in this scenario we're actually able to do this within a few minutes with a very simple relight effect that comes from the new 18.5. These are just some of the tools that Resolve 18.5 has added. Along with that as well, we've added new enhanced features within Fairlight to compress and compile audio files into single groups. In the cut page, we've also added the ability to dive in and actually do further audio editing, new ripple editing, and really new tools that enhance and speed up our workflow. All of this is a free download, which is in public beta right now, which can be downloaded from 18.5 on our website. There's also a video online that explains some of these new features as well.